Hello friends, I am Amogame, working as assistant professor in English in JFTCW Chikbarapur. Let's talk about the character of Girija, that is the topic of session number 48, which comes under BA General English 4th Sem. So let us straight away go into the topic then. Character of Girija. Shan is planning to seduce Girija, an innocent young local girl. She is 17 years old girl. She is the granddaughter of the librarian. Girija was doing BA at the Albert Mission College. Rand spoke to her in a very impressive way, and his aftershave and perfume seemed to attract women. The gardener told the TM that Rand would sit on a cement bench with Girija. It was embarrassing for him to go there. The photographer Jairaj also said that Rand is going around with a girl on a pillar on Shambhu's scooter. So let us try to go into these points in detail. Rand is called as a lady killer by his his wife Sarsa when she was talking to TM once, and that seems to be a true statement about Ran, as he is always up for seducing young women and girls, and this time he is looking to seduce a young girl called Girja. She is 17 years old. She is doing BA in Albert Mission College in Malgudi, and she is the granddaughter of the librarian. And she seems to be a very innocent girl. And Ram took the advantage of that, and he slowly became a friend of her. Later, started seducing her, and even Girja fell for him. And Ran spoke to her in a the specialty of Ran is that he always speaks very impressively with women, and he also have a very special aftershave and perfume which seems to attract women, and Girja is no exception to that. And regarding Girja and this Ram, team didn't know about it, but there was a gossip in Margudi that Ran is trying to seduce, a girl, and later he comes to know about it when he was organizing the Silver Jubilee function of the Lotus Club. During that time, he met many people, and all of them told the same thing, that Ran is seducing a girl. The gardener told him that he used to sit, that his Ran used to sit with Girja for hours and hours on cement bench of the garden. So he feels hesitant to go there and work. And even photographer Jairaj told that Ran is going around on the scooter of Shambhu with a girl, and he's taking round of the city every day. And but he didn't know who that girl was, and all these things made him aware of the real face of the Ran. Then one day, the old librarian very innocently asked Ran that what he thought of Girja. Ran replied that he didn't know her personality, but he thought she was a smart girl. He said that she should stay in the hostel in an urban area. The old librarian also said that Ran, with his all knowledge, was so humble and was coaching Girja in her studies. One day, Tim went to the library to caution the old man about Ran. But the old man spoke so highly about Ran that he thought he would be misunderstood if he cautioned him. His wife also was so thrilled by Rand's visit to their house, and they thought it was their privilege. So what happened was the beginning of Rand's and Girja's relationship was actually it was started in a sense with the old librarian himself. He doesn't want this relationship to develop, but he wanted somebody to coach his granddaughter, and he thought that Ran would be the perfect man to coach his granddaughter in her studies. And one day, what happened is the old librarian very innocently asked Ran that what he thinks about Girija and how he sees her future. For that, Ran says that he doesn't know her, but still she seems to be a bright student, and he also said that she should be in the hostel, she should be kept in the hostel in an urban area, so that would open up her to the world, and she will learn more things from then onwards. And that made the old librarian believe that he could be the mentor for Girija. Even his wife also thought like that. From then onwards, Rand began to visit the house of old librarian, and both the old people did not mind about it. They thought that Ran is coaching their granddaughter, but that was not the case, and the relationship got very strong. And now, when Tim came to know about it, he felt very bad for Girija, so he thought of cautioning the old librarian. In fact, he went to the house of the librarian, or no, he went to the library to caution the librarian, and in fact, he was about to tell that Ryan is not a good man. But when he heard librarian speaking so when he heard librarian speaking so highly of Ryan, he thought if he tells those things about Ryan, then he would be misunderstood. Even the wife of the old librarian also spoke so highly of Ryan. So DM did not say anything and came back from the house. Then, through Gafur, TM comes to know that Ran would elope with Girja. He sends a telegram to Sarsa, the wife of Ran, saying that her husband was found and that she should come immediately, otherwise he would escape. Sarsa finally comes to Marguri and takes her husband to Delhi. In the meanwhile, Gafur recognizes Girja, who was waiting for Ran near the house veranda with her bags. TM and Gafur decide to pick her up and drop her to her house. So during the during the arrangements of Silver Jubilee function, Tim came to know a lot of things about Ran, and most of the information he got was from Gafur, the taxi driver. Actually, Tim wanted to meet him. Tim wanted to meet Gafur uh, with relation to distribution of the invitations, but he could not meet Gafur because as he was very busy. And one day Gafur only came to the house of TM and he said, sorry that I could not meet you as you wanted me to. And he also says the reason that nowadays he is dropping Girija every day to her house on the instruction of Ran. And he tells that both of them are very close. And he also tells that Ran has already packed his bags, and he would definitely go from Marguri once this function gets over. That is Silver Jubilee function of the Lotus Club. He also says that there is a plan has been made by Ran to elope with Girja, and he also tells DM that Ran has already struck a deal with the furniture company to get his furniture back once he leaves from here. And he also tells TM that they both of them are talking about going to America. So all these things were told by Gafur to TM. Now TM becomes alert, and he writes a telegram to Sarsa. Sarsa is the wife of Dr. Ran. She has, in fact, came to Malgudi before, and she came to Malgudi in search of Ran, as she saw the article of TM with a photograph of Ran. So she came to Malgudi, and she wanted to search for her husband. In fact, she met TM in the beginning, but TM did not tell anything about Ran. He thought that Ran is a good man, and this lady has some problem with Ran, and so he did not say anything about Ran. In fact, he said that he hardly met him. He met him only for 15 minutes, not more than that. And he also says that Ran just inquired about long distance buses, nothing more. That was the last word he heard from him. Then one day, what happens is this lady that Sarsa comes to TM's house, and she comes in search of Ran, but Ran was not there. Then she asks TM how could he get the photo of Ran, as he's very shy fellow, and then she shows the photo of the TM in the wedding photograph. There also one could see that TM was shy, and now she begins to tell her love story to TM. She says that both of them have met in Igmore, and both of them were studying in the college. And this TM, he was also working. He's also working at the same time, and he's doing the part-time job of a delivery boy in a circulating library, where he was collecting and circulating magazines and papers. And in Migmore, the father of Sarsa was owning a furniture shop, and this Ran, he was supposed to collect racks for his, racks to get racks to keep the books in the circulating library. So he came to furniture shop to buy the racks, and that's how the friendship began. She also says that he was a very voracious reader. She ran his read books, articles, and stories for her, and that's how their love developed. And slowly, they both of them started roaming around Igmore, and this news reached their parents, and their parents put her in the house arrest. And an old servant called Tai was made in charge the of the Sarsa. But even then, Sarsa used to send messages to Ran through Tai only. She used to bribe Tai, and she used to send messages to Ran. Then one day they thought of marrying each other, and they married, in fact, in a temple when her parents were away in their native village. Then the parents came back, and they lodged a complaint against Ran, saying that Ran has married a minor girl. That is their daughter, that is Sarsa, is a minor girl. Then the lawyer friend of Ran was came to the help of Ran, as he was put into the jail, and the Ran's friend, that is lawyer friend, came to the rescue of Ran, and he searched the documents and found out through the birth certificate that she's not minor but a major girl. So then there was no one stopping them. Both were united again. And in the meanwhile, even parents also forgave them. And now they are living in a outhouse. Both of them were living in a outhouse, and both of them started working. And in the beginning, their marriage was very happy. Both of them were leading very happy life. But soon she noticed a change in her husband's behavior, that he started boasting a lot about himself. And then one day, when she left when she left her house, when she left for house to work, and even this Ran also went to the work, but never came back. She tried to find out about him, but she could not gather any knowledge about him. He could not. She could not gather any details about him, and she saw this article by TM in the local newspaper of the Malgudi, and so she came here. While telling that story, she said that he's a lady killer and he has the habit of developing illegal relationships, illegitimate relationship with younger women and ladies. That's what this Sarsa told about her husband. She also tells TM that he's a mentally frustrated man, and he's a very good deceptive. He has a very good deceptive nature that no one can recognize what is going in his mind. And after listening to Kapoor, all these things came back to TM. So he writes a letter to Sarsan, tells her to come back to Malgudi as he found her husband, and if he also requests her to come as soon as possible. Otherwise, he would escape with a girl from there. And then, and then she in fact she in fact comes to Malgudi. Sarsa comes to Malgudi and takes her husband to Delhi. And in the meanwhile, Kapoor recognizes Girija, and she was waiting for Ran near the school with school veranda with bags, and TM and Kapoor decided to pick her up and drop her to home. In the beginning, Giza was not willing to get down at her house, but somehow both the guys convinced her, and she decides to go to her house again. And later we come to know that Giza is leading a normal life again. Now we will come to the last part of the video, that is revision. Iran is planning to seduce Girja, an innocent young local girl. She is 17-year-old. The gardener told the TM that Ran would sit on a cement bench with Girja for a long time. But the old man spoke so highly about Ran that he thought he would be misunderstood if he cautioned him. Through Gafur, TM comes to know that Ran would elope with Girja. He sends a telegram to Sarsa, the wife of Ran, saying that her husband was found and that she should come immediately, otherwise he would escape. Sarsa finally comes to Malgudi and takes her husband to Delhi. In the meantime, Kapoor recognizes Girja, who was waiting for Ran near the school veranda with her bags. The video ends. Let us meet again in the next session. Till then, take care. Thank you. Thank you very much.